Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and we're back again with another Spirit Island video. If you've ever talked to someone who's just taken a 101 level class, you'll know that learning just a little vocabulary can make you sound a lot smarter than you actually are. And that's why I sound so dumb when talking about this game, because I can't remember the names of any cards. Now, I don't know who made this, but I discovered a Spirit Island card name guessing game. So today, we're going to play a few rounds and see how much I actually know. I'll put a link to the game in the description so you can test yourself too. Now, if we take a look here at all the options, we can have 4 different types of games to be played, where easy has everything on the card except for the name. Then we can have no picture, where everything is given except the name and the picture. This one only gives us the picture. And then with hard, we don't get the image, but we get the absolute minimum amount of information necessary to identify the card. And it says that elements can be given partially. So in this example card, just because there's an earth here, it could also have a sun or a water. It could be whatever you want. Now, like I said, I'm really bad at remembering the names of cards. But by this point, I know what every single card does. And the way that I see a card and identify it is with the picture. Now, I'm not sure if I choose to do picture only and then we go to hard, if it's the same set of cards for the daily challenge. So we're going to go with, let's go with uniques only. And we're going to have all the expansions here. It looks like Nature's Incarnate is not uploaded into this yet, but we're just going to go for pictures only of unique power cards and see what we can do. So I can take a look at this, and I don't know the name of the card, but I can tell you everything about it. I think this is the fast 1 damage card coming from Eyes Watch from the Trees, which is called Mysterious Abductions. See, there we go. But I'll see how much detail I can provide for the next one. So this one, it's the 0-cost slow card for Fangs, and it has a plant and it has an animal. It is range 1 from a jungle, and it kills an explorer and produces a fear. And I think, gosh, I think it's called Too Near the Jungle. Okay, alright, Lightning's Boon. I'm hoping that we get some that, you know, for a spirit that I might not play that much of. So this one, I know that this is the card that is used for that 2-card combo. You play it on turn 1 when you're playing Trickster, and it's called Impersonate Incite. It's the Impersonate Incite combo. So I think this is called Incite the Mob. 1 energy, slow. A Strifed Invader kills other invaders in the land. It produces a fear for everything that it kills. And for elements, I think it's a Moon, Fire, Air, and I think that's it. But I could also, I don't think this is Arson. Okay. Oh, there's an animal. Forgot about the animal on it. Okay. I don't think of that because the Moon, Fire, Air is how you get the let's see what happens. Oh gosh, this is a Finder card. 0 cost. It has like 6 elements, I swear. And I believe this is the one where you can take 2 invaders from one land and move them to another land of the same terrain type. And oh gosh. Open the Ways? Open Shifting Waterways? Open Shifting Waterways. I think that might be the Mud unique? Open Shifting Waterways? Or is that Treacherous Waterways? Oh no, I shouldn't have looked it up. We're going to commit to our first one, Open Shifting Waterways. No, not even close. Paths Tied by Nature. Not even close. Yeah, and this is the Mud card. Okay, yeah, so if you get it wrong, you can take a look at this down here. Oh man, this is the Lure Power that lets you get a wild or sack a presence for a disease. And this is another one that has a ton of elements, costs 0 slow. It's not a very good card. You know, you play it because it has all your elements. But I think it's a gift of some kind. So maybe we just scroll through the list of gifts and cheat and find one that we like Untamed Wild for the wilds. Okay. Is that considered cheating? Oh, lightning. Oh man. Is this Harbinger's Raging Storm? No, I think this is the town destruction one. I think this is the 2-cost kill a town, get an extra fear, which is called Shatter Homesteads. Great. Oh, this is the rampant green one that lets you proliferate or get 3 fear. You know, it's really the only way you can produce fear in solo with your base kit. It is called like Rampant Overgrowth or something like that. Overgrow in a Night? Yeah, let's go. 2 more. Oh, this is Incite for the Incite. No, Impersonate Incite. We already did the Incite. This is the Impersonate. Impersonate Authority. Now, I think this one has a really weird element combination. It only has air in order to support our Let's See What Happens. But I think this also has a sun and an animal, which makes it easier to hit your right innate. All right. Last one. Oh gosh, this is a Fractured Days card. I think this is the 0-cost one that lets you mess around with the Invader deck. Oh gosh, I never played Fractured Days. Or I don't play very much Fractured Days. It's got a Sun Moon. Gosh. No fractured something in the name. That doesn't show up for anything. Absolute Stasis is showing up, but that's a different card for that spirit. Oh no. Oh no. I can't remember it. Well, this isn't even supposed to be the real test. So we'll go. Not Year of Perfect Stillness. Blur is another card of his, but not the card that I need. And yeah, we're not gonna find it like this, just scrolling through blindly. So we're just gonna punt on it. We'll hit the skip button that just gives up, and it's the past returns again. Yeah, no way, would not have gotten that. So anyways, that's a demonstration. Like, even if I don't know the name of the card, I can just look at the art and know everything about it. Which has led to some circumstances where I misread the card, and then I never really read it again. And that has kind of gotten me in trouble from time to time. So, with that being said, let us go to hard mode. So now we'll need to identify the card. It could be anything outside of Nature Incarnate, which only adds a couple uniques and, 6 majors? So, let's see what we can do. Get ready to pound your head on the table. Ooh, fast. Targets a land with disease. That's all that we get. So that means there's only one card in the game that targets a land with disease that is also fast. And so, I think it's called Strike Low, and it's the Vengeance unique power. I believe it costs 2 fast. I think it gives you fire, animal. I don't believe it gives you water. I think it might give you air, and it's a Ravage skip. And I think it skip all Ravages in the land. So it can, if you have multiple Ravages, you can skip all of them. So let's go with Strike Low. Ooh, it has an Earth. I forgot about that. And I didn't mention the fear either. Okay, 3 cost, range 2 from a sacred site with an Earth. That's all we get. Oh man. So there's very few 3 cost uniques in the game. Obviously it's not a minor because that's 0 or 1 only. As far as uniques go, there's very few 3 costs, and I don't think any of them require a sacred site. Or at least not the fast one. There is that Earth one that does 2 or 5 damage depending on your Dahan setup, but that's a slow power, not a fast power. As far as fast 3s that are unique, you got that Earth one that skips, and that's the only one I can think of that is by default. You know, obviously you've got Lightning with 1 damage to everything. But, okay, so we know this is a major. 3 cost, Sacred Site range 2. If it was range 1, my inclination would be Vital, Land of Vitality, Vital Strength of the Land. The one that gives you infinite defense. But 2 range from a Sacred Site. I'm thinking there is that major with the triple plant threshold. And it must target an inland land. I don't think it has earth on it, though. I think that's like a plant and maybe an air in there. Does like 2 or 4 damage. Roof of Blight, fuckload of wilds. But with earth. Oh, no. I mean, range 2 powers in general are also quite rare. Gosh, I mean, kind of cards that I'm, spinning through my head. You've got range 2 with Earth and fast, but not cost 3 or Sacred Site, that defend, that slumber, but that's obviously not it. You've got, I mean, when I think of 3 cost fast, I'm thinking of that Dahan damage card. I mean, what other 3 cost majors? I mean, there's that, well, because I talked about the, what's it called, Raging Storm from Lightning, then there's like good Raging Storm in the major deck, but obviously that's not it, because that's a slow power. 3 cost Sacred Site, range 2, and an Earth. Man, I am coming up with nothing. See, now you can start banging your head on the table and get pissed off that, I don't get the obvious answer. As soon as I see it, I'm going to know what it was, or I'm just going to be frustrated. I'm just trying to think of 3 cost majors, and like Rapid Wings of Sunlight comes to my mind, but, it doesn't have any earth in it. That's a range 0 power. Well, I think I'm going to have to, edit in, everything that I'm thinking as, a cloud of my brain, creating fog, preventing me from seeing the right answer. I think I give this another few seconds, and I might just have to skip. I mean, range 2, Sacred Site with an Earth, I'm thinking of that 4 cost card that defends in a mountain or a jungle, with Vital Strength of the Earth's elements. If it cost 6 and was slow, we're looking at Tsunami. But 3 fast, I think I have to punt on this one. Pyroclastic Bombardment? Oh, man. I completely wrote off uniques. Wow. Man, and I love Volcano too. Yikes. Alright. Here we go. 1 cost. Fast. Range none. Animal Earth. Well, if it doesn't target a land, right, or there is no range, I mean, it doesn't hurt a land, targets a player, I'm thinking it could be that minor power that gives defend 4 if target spirit is a Sacred Site, gives him a beast. I think it also has a sun and a moon. What's that called? I think it's called Guardian Serpents. All right. Target land has no blight. Okay. Fast and has a fire. So this could be any cost. We don't know the range, but it doesn't. It targets land with no blight, which means we know it's not a wildfire card. Oh, does No, Lure of the Unknown is no invaders, not no blight. Let's see, what no blight cards can I think of? Well, there's that 2 damage card, which does have a fire, but it's slow. So, okay, so no blight with a fire, but it has to be fast. I mean, I'm thinking there is that no blight defend 2, add a wild, kill an explorer, might even kill a Dahan. But I don't think that has fire. I think that's like a moon plant card. No clue what that one's called. If that comes up, we're screwed. Can't even hazard a guess because I never play it. No blight. Gosh. For some reason I was thinking about that 1-cost card, but I think it's no wetlands. And it's also slow. But it does a damage and fear, or maybe 2 fear, and you can pay an energy to make it fast, but that's not this. Land with no blight. Well, I was thinking of that that Moonfire Air 0 cost that creates blight, but that's not it. Because you can target that land, and if it already has blight, and then it has bonus fear. Maybe I should be thinking about uniques. Sacrosanct Wilderness is that keeper card that doesn't target, or that targets a land with no blight, but I don't think it has fire because he only has 1 starting card that has fire. No blight. I mean, Wildfire requires blight targeting, but I'm probably already said that. I'm probably thinking in circles right now. Gosh, that's so strange. Could it be a major? Are there majors that have blight targeting restrictions? I feel like there's some that require blight, but not some that require no blight. Okay, well, sorry. There's Teeth Gleam. That is the Fangs thing that adds a beast, but that one doesn't have fire in it, and that's his only blight restricted unique. What other spirits are blight phobic? I mean, I think it's just the Branch and Claw spirits, right? Does Jagged Earth have any? No, Jagged Earth is like, we love blight. The theme of Branch and Claw was like, blight is terrifying, where, you know, their spirits are restricted to lands with no blight, and the adversary that came with it makes healing blight like really hard. So it's kind of like, don't take blight against me. Whereas the Jagged Earth ones incentivize you to take blight with Russia 6 and Hasburg 4, and then they have all kinds of spirits that love to take blight. So just from a thematic perspective, that makes me shy away from Jagged Earth. Oh man, I'm suffering out here, guys. I don't think Horizons has like any targeting restrictions on anything that they do, because they want new players to be able to get into it. Golly. You know, I gotta punt on this one again. Sorry, guys. Swarming Wasps. Wow. Oh, wow. I do not think of that as a fire card, because I only ever take it on animal spirits like Fangs and, you know, just to sneak in those extra beasts. I never think about that as a fire card. Huh. Okay. Alright, fair enough. 4 cost, fast, range 1, target land any. I think that Terrifying Nightmares push a shitload of stuff as a range 2 card. So this is a range 1. It's wild. The only fast range 1 4 cost in the game. Interesting. Because as I'm thinking of 4 costs, I'm also thinking of like Unlock. You know, get those spicy majors going. What other 4 costs? I'm thinking of that like 3 damage added disease card. That's a slow. Sweep into the Sea is slow. Also, that's like range 2. Oh man, this is hard. I'm not even getting into like the fact that it doesn't need a Sacred Side. I can't even think of. I mean, I guess we already talked about that Earth Defend card, but now requires a Sacred Side, I believe. But this is a 4 cost fast. Oh, no, I think that's a Sands Wetlands targeting restriction on that Isolate Kill Everything card. Oh, man. Hold on. Is Grant Hatred... No, Grant Hatred's slow. Oh, that would be funny. No, I think Grant Hatred's a slow card. You know, with the strife and the damage. You know, the card that's like, hey, you already solved the land? Now solve the land that you've already solved. Now, I really don't think there's any 4-cost uniques. I'm pretty sure the most expensive uniques in the game cost 3. Unrelenting Growth is slow. What other 4-cost mages are in the game? There's really not that many mages. There's only, what, like 60 majors in the game when you don't include the latest expansion? And, you know, that's spread across all kinds of costs. 4-cost fast. I'm sure I must have just named everything that isn't it in the 4-cost slot. I'm struggling to think of something. I'm just trying to think of like all these abstract cards that I never play. You know, like that 5-cost, like triple sun, do damage because of blight. Oh, there is that 4-cost slow where it's like in a blighted land you add bad lands and then do damage based on a bunch of random freaking tokens. That's not it. Accelerated Rot is slow. Man, I have to punt for the 3rd in a row. Indom? Oh, wow. Yeah, come on, talk about like a famous major. Oh, wow. This is not an abstract bad major that you don't normally play. This is one that as soon as you get it, you just reclaim loop it for the rest of the game because it's completely OP. I guess it's been a while since I pulled an Indom in any of my games, but yikes, I should know that one. Fuck. Another 4-cost fast major with target land any, but seeing that Animal Earth makes me realize that I didn't even consider that Disease Defend card that has a 2 Earth, 4 Animal for the threshold, and that makes it deal damage. It's called like Plagues? Bloodrack Plague, yep. Plague Bearers is the Vengeance unique, but Bloodrack Plague. Oh, has a water too? Didn't even know that. But yeah, it's like the Aegis. Alright, we're back up to 50%. Let's see if I can get a passing score. 0 cost. Fire, air, range 1. I'm thinking this could be Harbingers. The lightning, you know, push to Dahan, get a fear. Okay. Target spirit removes one of the destroyed presents from the game. Oh, yes, this is that Vengeance support card, which, you know, Vengeance gives out once every, like, 50 games, because no one else has the proper setup. I think this is the one that's named after himself, so, like, this is Vengeance's card called Vengeance. Fiery Vengeance. Okay. 0, target land any, plant fire. So 0 range, fire plant makes me immediately think of wildfire. But target land any, I'm pretty sure that is what's going to prevent it from being that wildfire push and fear card. Because I think that one has to target a land with invaders and with blight. Because you get this awkward situation, right, where there's one explorer and you can kill it with your left innate, but then you don't get the fear, so you wind up pushing it, but then you have to deal with it still. Okay, so it's not the wildfire unique, and the other fast card that he has is not land targeting, because that gives someone energy and damage. Okay. Now I'm thinking of that slow card that adds a wild or kills an explorer. There's that Mysterious Abductions we were looking at earlier. I don't remember. Does that have a fire on it? Could it be Mysterious Abductions? Yeah. All right. We got it twice. Maybe the third time we get it, I'll remember all the aspects of the card. All right. Oh gosh, this is Thunder Speaker unique push for Dahan or produce 2 fear, which I think is called Voice of Thunder. All right, final score 7 out of 10. It seems like I struggle the most with the majors. I did good on the uniques and the minors, probably because that's one that you had the most exposure to. So I'm going to run it back one more time, just because I want to, and only do majors. 6 cost, range 1. Not a sacred site, so it's not that one that like removes 3 health and 3 blight. Other 6 cost, there's Manifest Incarnation, I think it's called, which is slow and just like flips over the whole fear deck. There is the spirit targeting one that, you know, they have to sacrifice them like 3 of their own presence to get like 2 damage. So that one sucks. That one's just an absolute meme. But 6 cost, range 1, no sacred site. I'm thinking of Tsunami is slow. Oh man. This is a painful exercise. Other 6 cost. Oh. Could it be Talons? I think Talons is range 1, but if you threshold it, it becomes range 3. So that's a tricky one. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Range 1 targets a Dahan with a plant. That makes me think it's that 2 cost where each Dahan does a damage and then provides defend 2. There's not a lot of things that have to target Dahan. There's like Call of the whatever, that's like a Sun Air. So what is that card? What's that 2 cost card? Trees and Stones? Sweet. Hey, I know this one. This one's in Dom. You can't get me twice. Okay, 3 cost. Must target an inland land. And I think this is one that I was thinking of earlier, where it's the plant. It's like the triple plant threshold, 2 damage and a fear. Threshold it, get an extra fear, extra 2 damage. And then you get to remove a blight or add 3 wilds. There might even be an air on this card. So I know everything about it, except what it's called. Thickets? Intractable Thickets and Thorns? Or Thickets are up with every touch of breeze. Oh no. I think one of these is the card that I want, and the other is like a 4 cost, slow, range from a Sands, adds wild, steals damage. I think we'll go with Intractable. Oh, Thickets are up with every touch of breeze. Intractable Thickets and Thorns. The major I was thinking of isn't even one of them. Haha. Oh no. The one that like adds wilds and, you know, 2 plant, 3 fire, threshold. Yikes. Oh no. Let's hope it doesn't come up. Oh, 2 cost. Targets a spirit. Yeah, so there's 2 of them that I can think of, and only one of them has plant. I'm thinking of the push and range, the flow card, and then there's the other one which gives everyone power cards. You get the power of friendship, called Entwine Power. Okay, target a land with invaders, fast plant. Must target a land with invaders. Huh. I didn't know that that was a restriction on any major card. So that's cool. There's a lot of targeting restrictions on majors, which makes them more interesting. But target a land with invaders. Is that card that 5 cost slow that, you know, gives a crap load of elements and like fear and remove invaders and threshold for damage? But I mean that's slow, not fast, but Does that one have to target invaders? Whatever that one's called. Um, what other cards have to target invaders? And the only majors, right? Like I can think of other cards that have to target invaders, but for majors, could it be that voice? No, not voice because it has plant. But I was thinking that voice of whatever card that I was just alluding to before. But I can see that card working without invaders because you can gather with the threshold. Um, there's an inland restriction with plant, not an invaders restriction on that super gather. But as far as target land with invaders, huh? It must provide some kind of utility. Because if it's just like damage, then why would you not target land with invaders, right? There's probably some kind of utility where it could be a little bit too strong if you target a land that doesn't have invaders. I mean, could this be the one that adds the extra board? I mean, because that is plant, I think. I think it's got 2 plants in the threshold. Dream of Untouched Land. I'm going to go with this one. Oh. Infestation of Venomous Spiders. Huh. I didn't even ever think about the plant on that card. Of course, I also didn't realize it had to target land with invaders. That's wild. And I was thinking... Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of, so at least I got the name... Even though I was wrong, at least I got it right. Okay, 2 cost. Slow. Oh, this is everyone's favorite card. It turns explorers into beasts and produces fear. It's like if I start pulling for majors as like, you know, fangs or many minds and I see this, I'm like, I'm not mad. I'll play it. I still have to pull another major because it's basically an overcosted minor, but it's called Savage Transformation. Yeah, everyone loves this card, right? It's one of my favorites. You just get tons of beasts, and maybe I like it just because everyone doesn't like it. Ooh, this I was thinking of this one earlier. This is the targets to sands or wetlands, and 2 damage, isolate. Anything that gets pushed into it dies. It gets bonus damage and tokens if you have like 2 moon, 4 waters, and 2 earth. But the name of the card is... Oh gosh. What's the name of the card? Oh man. Oh gosh, I feel like I have all the information I need. Like I think I'm right. I guess that's Sands Wetlands targeting. But what if I had to come up with a name for a card that had that effect? What kind of name would be cool and thematic? Man, I'm doing a lot of ooming and ahhing, ooh, which is what you're not supposed to do if you want to sound competent. It's not like void something. Yeah, draw turn consuming void. It's I mean it's a primary water card, right? So it could be drown. No. Drought? Well, that's just drought. Drop. I don't think it's any of these. I think this one has a huge name too. It's like 2 lines of text. That gives me a lot of... Do I just start scrolling and look for like the biggest name that I can find? Drywood. This has got to be cheating. Pursue, no. Some really long name. Wounded Wild turns on its assailants. Shore Seas. Unleash a torrent of self's own essence. That's not it. Vanish softly. We've whispered guidance through the night. I think that's the unique for Starlight. Okay, well that didn't work. Spill bitterness. I saw that one. I don't think it's spill bitterness. Gosh. I'm struggling out here. Yeah, that's cheating. We can't do that. Melt earth into quicksand. Gosh. Melt earth into quicksand. Yeah, because it's got the art of the dude drowning. Okay. Alright, you win this round. Okay, 9 cost. Only 9 cost in the game. Cast down, baby. Delete that board. Range 1 from a sacred site with fire and animal. When I see fire animal, I immediately think of Angry Bears. But this is not that, because that's a slow card. So... Oh, this is my last one. Range 1 from a sacred site with fire animal. Golly. Vengeance of the Dead does not require a sacred site. I was just looking at these too when I was working on that, you know, those videos for Teeth, who's a fire animal guy. Unless if it has just like really tricky requirements. Maybe it has fire animal, but it has other elements. And so like the fire animal's not the priority, but typically majors are lower on elements because they're more focused. They're not as generic. Range 1 from a sacred site. I'm not even worried about the fast part. I'm just struggling with targeting all of a sudden. What other fire animal ones are there that has both? Because there's a lot of them that have one or the other, but there's not a lot that have both. Yeah, I mean, I could just start naming off a million ones that have fire or animal, but not both of them. Gosh, I think we got a 7 out of 10 on the last game, right? I want to try... I really want to try and match that. Although I guess if we get a worse score, it proves that we're definitively worse at doing these. Now, oh yeah, there's that new major in Nature's Incarnate, though it doesn't require a sacred site. It's that Plague Ships card. The Vengeance with his face on it. But as far as this one goes... I'm like playing out games in my head. Or like trying to like have memories of when I would have pulled this card. You know, that could be like a Sharp Fangs type of thing. As an animal spirit, I go for majors on. Oh man. Don't want to end like this. Instruments of their own ruin. Yeah, okay. It's got... Because it's a primary sun card. Seeing it without the sun makes it so much harder. Gosh. Well, I guess, yeah, that proves I have no clue what most of these cards are named. But anyways, like I said, the link is in the description. Hopefully you can get a much better score than me. Until next time, guys, have a glorious day.